Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to be going over a how-to guide for Germany low tier wise. That'll be from like 4.7 to reserve. I was just going to go over this just to help out anyone that's, new and that you picked maybe Germany for your first country, which is actually a really good country to pick for beginners. I'd say Germany or Russia is your best beginning countries. But let's go into the tech tree real quick. Let's go over to Army and okay. First off, these three vehicles are the past event vehicles, so you probably won't have access to these three vehicles unless you participated in the Great War event. But, exclude these vehicles. You'll start off with these reserve tanks here, and then you can either research an anti-aircraft gun, or you can get a self-propelled gun over here, which is the tank destroyer. The thing I would probably go for, like if you're starting off, so you're going to start with these two tanks, these two Panzer IIIs, and this Panzer 35. I would definitely take all three vehicles just to make sure that you have enough vehicles to respawn in. Another thing too is I would say your first vehicle for Germany I would research would probably be this one, the 15 centimeter. Mainly because with this little tank, you can one-shot pretty much any vehicle you want in the game with it. Because you have, as you can see here, 8.6 kilograms of explosive mass with this. And that's pretty much enough to kill any, or destroy any vehicle in the game. And if you wanted to, you also got a heat shell that has 185 millimeters of pin with 5 kilograms of explosive mass. So if you still want to pin something, but also have the chance of overpressurizing the vehicle, which that's what having the explosive mass, you can overpressurize a vehicle. And the way that works for any vehicle is, let's see here, let's go to something like the Panther, I guess. Go over to this, and the way that the overpressurization works is like, see, like the rooftop of this is only 16 millimeters. And then if you go back over to the 15 centimeter, go to modifications, and if you look here, the pinning capabilities of this round is 60 millimeters. And overpressurization works is because this shell is able to pin, it's like in that demonstration, not this one. See, in this one, see, it blows open the roof and then it shoots shrapnel down into the tank, and that will help to overpressurize the vehicle. And then also, if you're able to pin, then you can shoot shrapnel down into the tank, and then that allows you to destroy all the crew members in any vehicle pretty much. So for a starting vehicle to unlock for Germany, I would highly recommend getting the 15 centimeter. And then I would say for your next one, I would probably recommend it's a choice of what you would want. I would say probably the Panzer IV more, but if you're wanting something to be able to take down any kind of planes if they're annoying you or anything like that, you could go with this first vehicle, the Flak Panzer. It's a good little tank. There's a little 20 mil on it. If you're going for anti-aircraft, I would go with this option. Then I would highly recommend the Panzer IV, just because it has really good armor for its BR, and the reload on this gun, the 75, is really good. See, like it's a 4.3 second reload. Once you get your, another thing to note too, whenever you're researching your vehicles, make sure to research your parts first, then your fire extinguisher next. After that, you can research pretty much whatever you want. For this tank specifically, I'd go with the heat round, mainly because it has about 80 millimeters of pin, and that will get you through pretty much any vehicle you want. And it has the high explosive mass in it, to where at this low BR, a lot of the vehicles are actually open and their crew are exposed. So with this explosiveness that's in this shell, you can one-shot a lot of the vehicles without even, hitting anything vital with the heat round. Like, you could hit their tracks and take them out. But on most other tanks, I would go improved parts first, improved fire protection, and then go with adjustment of fire. Then after that, I usually go for engine upgrades, like these three right here. Once I get those three, then I'll get like artillery, and then after that, then I'll get like the elevation and horizontal drive, and then tracks. I like to do it that way just if I get the engine upgrades, it allows me, like, if I need to, I can retreat. And then get the artillery. That way, if you can't move, then you can use this to call down artillery on the enemy that's, closing in on you. But, okay, back to vehicles-wise. But, yeah, I would for sure get the 15cm first. Then, depending on if you want AA protection, I'd go with the Black Panzer 1. And then for going to get some more tanks, I'd highly recommend the Panzer 4C. And once you get like the Panzer 4C and the 15cm, I would replace this Panzer 35 in your lineup with the 15cm. Then for these tanks, I would probably replace the Panzer 3E with, either the Panzer 4C or Black Panzer 1. Once you do that, then you can move down on researching some more vehicles. Let's see here. The next vehicle I'd probably recommend would be the Panzer 3F. Get this little tank. This is a pretty good tank. And then after you get this vehicle, then I would probably work on getting into this little line right here. I'd research this one. I wouldn't like crew this one. It's not the best vehicle, but you're trying to get down to this little half track. This little half track is really good. It has a 3.8 second reload, and you can get access to a heat round with this thing that has 115 millimeters of pin. And with that, it's like this vehicle doesn't have any armor, so you're gonna have to be a little sneaky with it. But once you get access to a heat round, then you can just start lobbing shells at people. You'll have a faster reload rather than like someone with an autocannon. But after that, then I'd probably go down to this Martyr 3. This Martyr 3 is really good. I used to play this thing all the time. And you get access to this round, which is APCBC. And what this does is it will pin into the tank and then blow up. And if you get this shell to pin, it most of the time will one-shot pretty much any vehicle you hit. The only downside, though, about this vehicle is the crew are exposed on it. So, that's one downside. But the gun is really good. Once you get this half track and then this Martyr, then I probably would go and get let's see here. I probably would go and start researching this left line. So that way you can get down to this little guy. This little guy, they just added it into this update. And it's really good because you get the 50mm, the long 50, and it has the capabilities depending about 101mm, 106-ish, around that area. And then you also get these solid shot rounds that can pin a little bit more. And with this little tank, once you get to this thing, you're at 2.7. But with this little 50mm, you can like one-shot a lot of vehicles with this little thing. And it's really fast, and the turret is actually pretty good on it. Let's take a little test drive right quick. Let me show you a little quick. Let's see. For a low-tier vehicle, this is actually a really fast turret. And right now, I don't have any of the upgrades with it. But see, like, you'd be going to get something like this little tank right here. You can just one-shot. As you can see, that's I'm pretty sure a 4.3 vehicle, and this tank is able to pin it from the front. So, that's really good. But yeah, I would highly recommend going down that left line to get access to this vehicle, this one right here. Then once you get that one, I probably would go for this Panzer 3 right here. And once you get that this Panzer 3, it's the same 50mm pretty much. Yeah, same thing. And the good thing though about this one is you have a lot more armor. So with this vehicle, you could angle with it if you wanted to. See, like, you can angle it kind of similar to like a Tiger 1, which the way you'd angle that is you'd kind of, let me see, go like this. You can orient your chassis kind of like this, like like this is the enemy tank shooting at you this way. You can orient yourself kind of like that, and you can have your turret facing this way. And hitting the hull wise, you should bounce quite a few shells with this vehicle. And then you having this long 50 mil on it, you can pretty much knock out almost any vehicle you want at its BR at 2.7. Then once you get this vehicle, I'd probably recommend getting this anti-aircraft tank if you haven't gotten any of these anti-aircraft vehicles yet. Mainly because once you get into like the 2.7 and higher BRs, you're gonna start seeing a whole bunch of planes, especially around 5.7 area. But yeah, I would highly recommend getting this one. And once you get that vehicle, let's see here, I'd probably get the Panzer IV F2. I definitely get both, or nah, I probably just get the F2. The G version's okay, it's not the best, but I'd definitely get the F2. Then once you get that one, then you can go down here to the Puma. It's a little easier to say this one's name. It's like the Puma than trying to read out its name. It's a long name. But me personally, the Puma's really good. It's a really good rat tank if you want to be sneaky. And I usually like to be real sneaky with stuff. But I'd highly recommend getting this one next. Once you get that one, then I would highly recommend getting the Panzer IV-H. This thing is a miniature Tiger. It's really good at bouncing for its BR, and its gun is still really good. And you also get a roof-mounted machine gun on it, so you can somewhat deal with planes, kind of, with it. Or if there's anyone with an open-top vehicle that have crew exposed, you can use that machine gun to take them out. Then after you get that one, then I probably would recommend getting this Panzer III-L. Once you get that, it's pretty much the same thing as this Panzer III, but it has a little additional armor on I think the turret and chassis, right? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. And then once you get that, so that would be, you probably have to have around, like, I think it's 5 vehicles for each rank unlock. That's one thing too. Let me do a little recap right quick. Whenever you're trying to unlock each rank, like these ranks over here, you'll have to get a certain amount of vehicles, and it should be listed over here. It should be like 5 or 6 vehicles over here. It'll say like, you have 1 or so vehicles out of 6 or 5. Once you get about 5 or 6 vehicles in each area, that unlocks the next rank. So like if you got like 5 or 6 here, that allows you to get access to all these vehicles right here. But once you get this one, these 2 Panzer IIIs, you don't have to get both of these, just get the L. The L's good enough. The only benefit of this one is having its side skirts and extra side turret armor, which it's not much more armor, but it helps against like heat rounds. But I personally just go for the L. That way you don't have to research another vehicle. Get this one, this one, this one, this one. Then I would get for sure this AA tank and an F2. Once you do that, then you'll get access to researching Tiger 1 or the VK. Now, it depends on what kind of tactics you want to go with on your engagements and stuff like that. If you want to kind of like be a brawler somewhat, the Tiger 1 is pretty good, but you have to angle. If you don't angle, you're going to die. But as I was kind of explaining a while ago with the Panzer III, how to angle it, it's kind of the same thing with the Tiger. Where you'll have the vehicle, it'll be like this. This is the enemy vehicle. You want to turn your chassis about like that towards them. You want to, kind of like, you want like a safer thing, just point this corner at the enemy tank. And make sure your turret is facing them. And with that, a lot of the vehicles at the BR most of the time won't be able to pin you. But with your gun, you have an 88 millimeter, and this thing can punch through pretty much anything you want at this BR. So if you want more of a brawler or, I guess like a sniper, this one's pretty good at doing that. Then if you wanted to, then you can go down to so this one. a brawler / sniper. Then if you wanted more of a speedy boy, a flanker, I would get the VK. The VK is really good at flanking because it's a panther that has not a lot of armor. See it on here? It says whole armor. It's about 60 millimeters on the front, and then like 40 on the sides and back. Then you go over to a normal panther. You got 80 on the front and 40 on the sides. So it has less frontal armor on it. Let's see about the turret armor. Yeah, also less turret armor too. But it's mainly just the frontal armor that's a difference with it. But having that less armor on it allows it to be a lot faster. And you still have the Panther's gun on it. And the Panther's gun is really good. Because, see, like right here, you can penetrate 192 millimeters with this tank. And with this gun, you can pretty much one-shot anything you want as long as the shell penetrates the vehicle. But as I was saying a while ago, make sure you research your improved parts and then fire protection first. These two are your main ones you want to research. Make sure to get these. I'd say once you get these two vehicles, I probably would go for probably the Panther D. Get this one because with this tank, you could actually kind of brawl with this one. It's pretty good on its armor. And then once you get the Panther, then I probably would go for, you could research over here, you can research this one. Then you could get access to the 88 flak, which a lot of people call it the flak bus, mainly because this thing's big. But the only downside about this vehicle is your crew's exposed, your ammunition's exposed, but you do get a good 88 millimeter gun on it. I think it's the better 88, right? I know it's just the basic 88, yeah. But you could go with either this line to get down to like the Nashorn, because the Nashorn has the better 88 millimeter, has the long 88, and it's able to penetrate up to 237 millimeters. But, pretty much all these other vehicles, until you get past these little clumps of them right here, they'll all be open tops until you get down to here. Right now, we're going to be focused more on these. And, yeah, once you get Tiger 1H, and then you get the VK, you get the Panther, you got these three, and you can, whenever you're starting, I'm pretty sure you'll only have 4 crew slots when you start. So you kind of have to pick which vehicles you want to bring with you unless you acquire more crew slots. But if you're going to stick with just the 4 crew slots, I probably would go with, me personally, probably the Tiger 1H and the VK. Mainly because you got your brawler here and then you got your speedy boy over here. Then for your anti-aircraft vehicle, I would bring this one. If you get down to the Ostwind 2, the Ostwind 2 is like really, really good. You just have to go through these over here. The first Ostwind, it's decent, but only has 1 gun. The Ostwind 2 is better just because it has 2 guns. But if you're wanting to get rid of more of the, airplanes and whatnot, I would highly recommend trying to go for the Ostwind 2. It's very, very good. But yeah, I would highly like the loadout I'd probably go with if I had 4 crew slots, probably Tiger 1H, VK, and if you got down to the Ostwind 2, the Ostwind 2. And the reason why I'm not saying a 4th vehicle is I usually bring at least 1 plane. But we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Then if you wanted to, another vehicle I like to play a lot at 5.3, 5.7 area is this Panzer 470. This thing is, at its BR, is pretty much impenetrable. It's really good at bouncing shots. And you also get access to the Panther's gun on it. So, it's a really good little tank. The only downside is it's a turretless tank. It's a tank short. But, once you get these vehicles, not the Tiger. Once you get these vehicles right here, you're pretty much set to whatever you want. Then, if you wanted to keep going down the tech tree, I probably would go down and research the Tiger E next. then go down to the Tiger 2P. And the Tiger 2 is really good. Has the long 88 on it, and it is able to punch through pretty much anything you want. The only downside about this specific Tiger 2 is its turret. The turret on it, at least the frontal armor on it, is not that good. It's fairly easy to go through it as long as someone has like a about 76mm gun or bigger. They can go through this. But I like once you get this one, you should go straight for the Tiger 2H. The Tiger 2H is a really, really good vehicle. It's one of my favorite ones. I usually take this one and then the premium version, which if you're looking for a, you know, mid, I wouldn't say mid tier, probably like a, yeah, about mid tier, close to mid tier, kind of like premium, I would highly recommend the Tiger 2H. I do have a video over it. It'll be in the top area somewhere. Another, you know, pack vehicle that you could get if you wanted would be this pack vehicle, because, well, it's actually multiple vehicles, because you get access to 3 vehicles right off the rip. And if you're just starting off and you don't want to mess with any of the low tier area kind of stuff, you could get this pack right here, and it gives you access to 2 Tiger 1s. You got one with additional armor on it, and then you got one with a camo net on it. And then you also get access to an Ostwind 2 that has a little bit of a camo net on it too. Honestly, if you're looking for some premiums to research the German tech tree and then also just make some silver lions, this is a really, really good pack right here. I would like, this is a really good one for anyone kind of beginning. But once we get past the kind of like 6-7 area, but yeah, I would research this one, then research this Tiger 2. Then once you do that, then I definitely get these Panthers, at least the Panther A at bare minimum, because this Panther is really good, because you got about the same amount of armor, but your turret actually will turn a lot faster. See, like, you know, let's take this one into a test drive. See, with this Panther, just watch how fast the turret turns. So you got this speed of a turret, like this. And let's go test out the Panther D. Which the Panther D is the first Panther you'll get access to. It should be this one. Let's test it out. You can see the difference on the turret speed. The main difference, the reason why, is one hand crank, and then the other one is turned by the actual, like a gear system, like a hydraulic system, I mean. But as you can see, this turns a lot slower, so like whenever you're using this vehicle, you just have to use your chassis to kind of spin yourself to aim faster. But let's go back to the tech tree real quick. Keep talking about that. Then once you get down here to rank 4, me personally, just research all these. All these vehicles right here are a really good area to kind of stay in for a bit. But I would say for beginners, I probably wouldn't go any higher than 5.7 until you get like kind of used to everything, and then you can go down here to 6.7. Once you do that, then you can start researching all these other vehicles, the 7.7s and whatnot. Okay, now since we got to the rank 4 area for ground-wise, let's go over to aviation. Talk about aviation so that way y'all can have some planes and whatnot. And make sure that you're researching your planes about the same speed as your tanks. That way, you'll have the correct amount. You have planes that can complement your tanks. For beginners, you're going to start off with these little biplanes over here. Oh, got these 3 little biplanes. Can't remember. I think there's one of these that, yeah. Oh, these are those little bitty bombs. Can't remember this. Oh, go back up here. This one? No. Okay. I guess one thing that would be good is like if you did a few air realistic matches first. That way you can get access to some better aircraft. At least you can get access to this one. Go play a few air realistic matches. You can do arcade if you want to. Realistic will give you way more research points, but arcade will kind of help you on like your aiming and whatnot. But once you get enough points to research this one, I highly recommend getting this one. Then just make sure to get some of your you research either this one, the fuselage repair, or the radiator. It'd probably be better to get the radiator over the fuselage repair, but you get this upgrade, then make sure to get this one. This will give you access to a 250 kilogram bomb. And at 1.0, that's a pretty big bomb. Then once you get this one, then I would highly recommend getting, I think it's this one, right? Yes. Once you get this one, this JU-87, it gives you access to this big old bomb. You got a 1,000 kilogram bomb that you get access to. And this will wipe out pretty much anything you want in any VR. So, if you want a bomb that can take out anything you want, these JU-87s are really good. I'd say that once you get this JU-87, I would... Actually, nothing's connected down here, so you can kind of go whatever you want with this. So, I probably would go get this JU-87. Then after that, then you can get these 109s. These 109s are actually fairly decent. Another thing too with aircraft wise, most of the time what I usually go for with the aircraft is I usually will go for all the engine upgrades. Most of the time with these fuselage repairs, see like this one, it only increases your speed. I usually don't get the fuselage repair until like the very end, mainly because it doesn't really improve much. But I usually get like this. The way I usually go with these upgrades for like the engine wise is, as you can see down here in the description, it says minus 0.1 seconds for turn time. Anything that reduces your turn time, try to get that first. That way, whenever you get in a dogfight with another plane, you can turn better and might have a chance of winning the match by being able to turn better than the other aircraft. But that's what I would highly recommend. You just get all these engine upgrades. And with like the fuselage repair doesn't do much, but with the wing repair, this one usually gives you quite a bit of benefits, as you can see right down here. And it usually gives you a pretty good hunk of the turn time. It like shaves it off pretty good. But yeah, make sure to get all your engine upgrades and whatnot, and it's like the cover and wing repair. You get all that stuff, then you can get, I'd go for the offensive ordnance and then your upgraded machine guns. Because with these upgraded machine guns, it decreases your the spread of your bullets whenever you're shooting. And also, I'm pretty sure it decreases the chance of your guns getting jammed. Then after that, then you can get the fuselage repair. But once you get access to that, and once you get access to rank 2 aircraft down here, I probably would go for... I definitely go down this BF 109 line for sure. Then I would probably go down this bomber line, at least until you get down to this H-16. Main reason why, if you want a small, pretty much small nuke, you got this big old bomb right here. 2,500 kilogram bomb. This thing will annihilate anything you want in a pretty big blast radius. But once you get that plane, then you don't really have to do bombers that much if you wanted to. Then once you get down to there, then I probably would go back to this line and research this. Or if you wanted to, you can research these 109s over here. These 109s are really good, but you'll still need more aircraft to be able to unlock the rank 4 area. So I'd probably go down this line to get access to the strike aircraft. Once you go down this line, I would highly recommend the DOE 335. It's a really good aircraft. You can carry some, I think, is it this one? Yes. With this one, you can carry 3 bombs with it. It has an internal bomb bay with it. It also has 2 engines. One that pulls the aircraft and one that pushes the aircraft. And the cool thing with this airplane, you can actually still fly it with just one engine. So if enemy comes up behind you, shoots up your back end of your tail, knocks out this engine, you still have enough power with just this one engine to stay in the air. So it's a really good really good plane to survive in. I'd say once you get access to these vehicles and you get the 109s over here, you can either go back up and research these if you want to, but I probably would just research whatever amount of aircraft you need left over to get access to rank 4. Then the next vehicles I'd probably go for would be me personally, I like the 109s a lot, mainly because they're really good at climbing. They can energy trap a lot of people. Then I'd also go for the strike aircraft over here. And for one of my favorite fighters, once you go down to this 109 line, the K4 is a really, really good aircraft. Because most of the time you can, outrun a lot of people or outclimb them with this aircraft. Mainly because it has a really strong engine in it. This engine has about almost 2,000 horsepower. That's a lot of ponies right there. I like this one a lot. Some of my friends, they like to use the G10. Supposedly it's a little better at low altitudes, but me personally, there's not really much of a difference in either one. So it kind of depends. You have to research this one and then research this one to get access to it, which technically you could get access to the G10 faster than the K4, mainly because they made a thing now where any vehicles that are in like these little folder things like this, they have this little icon right here. Any of the vehicles that's below the first one are like 50% less research points. So that'll allow you to unlock the G10 faster if you wanted that one. But I'd highly recommend going down and getting the K4 and then going over here to the strike aircraft, get this 190. And then main reason why this 190 is you could get access to this 1,000 kilogram bomb with it. If you wanted to, also, it has these little missiles that have about 165 millimeters of pin. And with that, you could have these little missiles right here. Look at them, they look tiny. With these little missiles, you could take out some like open top tanks and whatnot if you wanted. And then you got this big old bomb. That way, if there's a heavy tank or something like that, something that has a lot of armor, you just throw that in their lap and then they're gone. Or if you wanted to, you could take this loadout. This gives you access to a 500 kilogram bomb, which is still good enough to knock out anything you want, as long as it lands fairly decent. Like the explosive, like the confirmed kill range for this thing is 11 meters. So that's pretty good. But with this loadout, it gives you access to these Mark 103 30 mils. And with those 30 mils, you can pin like 77 millimeters of armor with this. And if you do like a dive down on top of the enemy tanks, you can pin pretty much anything you want with that. So it's a really good like multi-role kind of fighter. It's not the best at like turn fighting with other fighter aircraft. So if you get in a dogfight, don't rely on the turning capabilities of this plane. It's not the best on that part. But for striking tanks and whatnot, and then also having somewhat of a capability of going after enemy planes, this is pretty good. Now, onto this little thing. This thing is really, really good. It's kind of overpowered a little bit. It's a jet with a 50 millimeter gun on it that has about 106 millimeters of pin with this thing. And these rounds are an APHE round where when it pins the vehicle, it blows up on the inside. So you can one-shot vehicles with this thing as long as you dive down on the top of them and shoot them. I've gotten quite a few nukes with this thing by itself. Like I'll go in the light tank, go capture a zone, spot a few people or something like that, or get like a kill, get in this thing. And as long as there's not like a whole bunch of like enemy fighter aircraft up, I can usually get a nuke with this thing. It's really good. But once you get down to that, then got access to the rank 5. And with that, I will go over the rank 5 area in the next video. And that will be on the left or right side screen. Most of the time it's on, I'm pretty sure, right side. But hopefully this helped you out on at least which vehicles to get, and then also somewhat on which modifications to get on vehicles. And hope that everything was good. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below. I will answer any questions you got, and I'll try to, help you if you have any, problems with a vehicle or something like that. I'll try to help you with it. Other than that, leave a like, subscribe, and that way people can see my videos more. That way I can help more people out. Hope you have fun. Good luck grinding, and see you next time.